We were talking about the 12 habits of effective managers. And here they are, as you guys have them in your document. Communicate expectations to your team. Provide them the tools they need. Give the teams the opportunity to do their best. Provide recognition or praise to your teams every week. Number 5, show sincere care for each team member. Number 6, encourage the development of each of your team members. Number 7, sincerely show that the opinion of team members are really count and are considered. Number 8, promote how the organization's mission, vision, values makes their job important. Number 9, ensure that every team member is committed to quality work. Number 10, promote friendly relations at work between team members. Number 11, ensure that you talk about the progress of each team member on a monthly basis. And number 12, provide each member the opportunity to learn and to grow.
Can you help differentiate number 12 for me?
If you look at the next page, there's the evaluation, and then let's look at it. Number 3, you see down there at the bottom, training?
Yes.
3, 6, 11, and 12 combined. Give the teams the opportunity to do their best. Encourage the development of each team member. Discuss with each member on a monthly basis. Number 11, I really need to change. That needs to go up to feedback, because that's that discuss with each member on a monthly basis, and then provide the opportunity to learn and to grow. So I put that under training because I really feel that's what it's speaking to. So I'm not sure that there's a whole lot of difference as opposed to a lot of similarities. Give the teams the opportunity to do their best. That speaks very directly to the environment of your department. Give them the opportunity to do their best. Are you doing everything possible so that the environment around them is conducive for them to do their best work? And number 12, provide them the opportunities to learn and to grow. So if I'm going to provide you the environment, then I'm also going to provide you the means by which you can learn and grow other skills. I'm offering you training. I'm bringing you opportunities. I'm sitting down with you and I'm saying, look, in this area, you can go 2 ways with it, for something that they're really good at or something that they're not good at. So if they're good at something, you can say, look, you're really good at this. I really encourage you. There's this course that I know, or maybe there's this software that really help for you to get better at this because you're doing really well. Let me encourage you. And so you encourage them opportunities to learn and to grow. Or it's something they're not doing well. Look, you notice I have you in yellow. You're not doing well in these areas. I need you to, and then you give them opportunities to learn and to grow.
That really helps. And that, if you ask which one of these areas, as far as maybe something we're missing, and that would be what I'm missing, is developing the team and training. It's just something that's so hard to do with every time we get a new project or a new grant or a new focus, a new priority that shifts out that we need to hit it like yesterday. We need to focus next week. And so it's almost the assumption that we learn by doing and learn as we go, and right, trying to be intentional. And so, that helps.
I think that there has crept into corporate America a big trap. Is what's called a PIP, a performance improvement plan. It's a plan to perform in particular areas. And you have key things you need for her to focus on, key metrics, key behaviors, key tools, and a certain timeline.
Yes. Yeah.
So why would I say that is a trap in corporate America?
Because we've turned them into a negative or like a form of punishment.
Exactly. We have converted them into only using them when they're on the downside of performance. So I heard about PIPs and I was like, this is fantastic. I'm going to start using them with all my employees. And then I was told, no, you don't put all your employees on a PIP. You don't even put your new people on a PIP. You only use PIPs when you have to rescue them. And I'm like,
that's not true.
So how do I get them to not get to a point? No, you don't do that. You just teach them the other expectations and you listen. I was told by the HR manager, and you basically let them learn it. You train them up front, and then you let them learn the job on their own. People learn better on their own. And I had 220, at that point, I had 175 people under me. And I'm like, I don't think that's right. And I got in a lot of trouble. Because when an HR manager talks that way, it won't be long before those comments are made to my people by the HR department. And then word gets out that HR is not supporting Maurice by having everybody on a PIP. I had 175 people and I pretty much had everybody on a PIP. You know how bad that sounds? Maurice has everybody on a PIP. He is killing the culture. And I'm going, no, what are you guys talking about? And then I was instructed to remove everybody from their PIP. And I'm going, no, I can't do this. I've got to make sure that everyone has their weekly, monthly. And so my VP, who agreed with me, he says, look, because it was a big company. I said, look, let's get smart about it. Just call it something different. And I'm like, same rows, different game. He said, yes. I said, so we're going to call them their goals. We're going to call them their expectations. We're going to have to change the form. Let's call it, why don't we just call it a progress tracker? Yeah, it's good. Progress tracker. And then you guys are just going to have progress reviews. Yeah, why don't we just set progress reviews once a month, and then we'll work them up to once a week or once every 2 weeks. He said, great. Keep that under wraps and don't make a big deal about it. You got my approval. Stop fanning the flames of excitement around it. I'm like, guys, that's all it took. And so what happens is it's crept into our corporate mind that you really only put people on a plan for growth when they're on their downside or they take a downturn or they're backsliding. So when you're backsliding, that's when you need to start to really pray. And I'm like, oh, no, we need to learn to pray so as to not back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm so that's where this is why I'm spending so much time with you guys up front on this, because what does a PIP have? Clearly communicated goals and expectations, right?
Yes.
Clearly communicated ways on how to improve those behaviors and those disciplines, correct?
Yes.
And then a timeliness to give you performance so they can graduate themselves out of that PIP, correct?
Yes.
You guys just described what we're doing right now, but we're not calling it a PIP. We're calling it a progress review plan. And that progress review starts when you're interviewing them, when you hire them, when you train them, and then you lay out that plan up front and you set these goals up so that you can do the habits under training, habit number 3, habit number 6, habit number 11, and habit number 12, that they do their best. You see that? And then we go back up to the performance. Actually, let's go back 2 categories. Feedback, habit number 4, provide recognition or praise every week. Habit number 7, sincerely show their opinions counted or considered. See, that's that one-on-one conversation where you're giving them feedback and they're giving you feedback. And they know that every week, once every 2 weeks, there's a place where that conversation can be had, where we talk about how I'm doing. You, my supervisor, you're telling me how I'm performing, and I'm telling my supervisor, I'm telling you how I need help in the tools, how I need help in these areas. But you also allowed me to give you kind of some hints as to how to be a better manager. Hey, Crystal, look, I know when you come in, you just come right through the department and you don't even say hi to people. You go get your coffee first, and we're sitting going, is she in a bad mood? Is she in a bad mood? Is she in a bad mood? Can't you just at least say hello and act like you had your coffee before? Because it does sound like you, gosh, I didn't realize. See, you got to be able to give that feedback back and forth. But if I don't have a stopping place to have that one-on-one where I can show care and you can show me feedback, then this falls apart because you're not building that relationship that only you can have with that frontliner. So the sections under feedback is so important because what you're trying to do with that feedback is the next category of items, which is relationships. You see those? Number 5 and number 10. That's where you show sincere care for each team member. And that's where you promote friendly relationships between them. So I'm role playing and I'm Crystal and I'm saying, so let's say you guys are my team and I'm having a one-on-one with Jim. And I said, so Jim, you're doing really well. And we're about 10, 15 minutes into it. And I go, say, hey, let me ask you this. How are you and Crystal doing? Are you guys working well together? How's you? Because I know you have to interact with her a lot because she's handling the front desk and you're handling more of the interaction with a lot of the vendors. How are you and her working well together? How is that going? See, you see that question? I'm asking questions that promote y'all's interaction with each other. And I just got it when I meet with this one and I meet with this one and I meet with this one. There's always got to be a point in there. So are y'all getting along? Any conflicts? Anything good? Anything I need to get involved with? Are you able to resolve them? Anything good? Do we need to have an intervention with anybody? You know what I'm saying? Are you guys spending time outside of the office together? Are you guys having lunch together? Can I fund? Can I pay? Can I give you my credit card and you guys go have lunch together? You know, but that can only come if I take 30 minutes a week or 30 minutes every 2 weeks to find out what's going on. And so the other things that we're trying to accomplish with those one-on-ones is the relationship, but we're also ultimately, it's the first block, which is performance. I got to make sure you're performing. So I have to make sure regularly communicate the expectations to you. I provide you the tools. Do you have the tools that you need in order to perform? Don't forget, our mission of the company is this. Our vision is this. Our vision is this. I communicate it to you regularly. It's posted on our walls. We have it in our documents. We talk about it regularly. It's on our mouse pads. We have it on our pens. We have t-shirts. We talk about our mission vision all the time. And I just have to make sure that you are doing your best. And I'm going to role play here. Deborah, the reason I need you to do your best is because your team members need you to do your best. Just like you want them to be best, so that their work doesn't fall on you. I'm doing all this and I'm spending this time with you because I got to make sure you don't become a weak link in the chain. And you're not a weak link. I just need you to improve these areas for yellow, because I'm saying the same thing to everybody. And I don't care if you guys share with each other, y'all's yellow, green, red, encourage one another. I need y'all to help each other get the green. You see how these 12 habits all really come down to whether you're having a one-on-one with your team members. And would y'all believe that a lot of what I hear is, I don't have time for this and I don't have anything to talk to my people about. I'm going, what? Why are you so busy? And so what I find out 90% of the time is the managers are so busy. Don't miss this, y'all. The managers are so busy because 30 to 40% of the work they're doing should be done by those team members that they don't have time to review their progress. And the work that I'm doing, I am not putting it on their sheets. And I'm not saying, I need you to pick this up because I'm going to stop doing it. I need you to pick it up. I'll show you how to do it, because in 3 weeks, I'm going to get out of this. And I don't have a problem if in 3 weeks you're still in red. But in 4 weeks, I'm not doing it anymore. You're going to do it. So I'm going to use the next 3 weeks to show you how to do this. But I got to get out of this because it's eating up at least 90 minutes of my time a week. And this really needs to be handled by you. And most frontline supervisors are not taking stock of all they're doing and how much of those things they should be transferring over to their team members. So it's their time management that is killed. That's why we don't have 30 minutes every 2 weeks or 30 minutes every week, because we're too busy doing work that we need to be delegating. And we need to make sure it's being done right every week. Now, I just gave you guys a big mouthful because that's the biggest domino that keeps us from being great managers and great leaders. We give them a lot of tasks. They start not doing it. We start picking them up. Then we get busy. It kills our time management. Then we don't have time to get them to perform because we're too busy to meet with them and transfer it back to them.
I would definitely be saying that I'm in agreement with you, because when I actually started here, it was a lot of responsibilities that I took on that wasn't mine to say. And now that I've delegated those responsibilities to the appropriate staff, I do the one-on-ones with them, and it's just making everything. Actually, I had my one-on-one yesterday with my boss, and she's just saying how proud of me she is because I really stabilized the department. So a lot of that was putting the responsibility into where it should be instead of just trying to do everybody's job, making sure it was.
Remember that a manager is not one that knows how to do the job. It helps. It really does, because you're going to have to mentor and train people. So it'd be good if you know how to do welding, if you got a bunch of welders. You'll get more respect if you know how to write insurance policies and you're trying to train a bunch of insurance policies. Okay? But that ultimately is not, that doesn't make a good leader, and it doesn't make him a good manager. A great manager is one that can get others to do their job. See what I'm saying? Lionel Messi. Anybody ever heard of Lionel Messi? The greatest soccer player in the world. Messi. He plays for Argentina. He just won the World Cup. So believe me, best player in the world. How good is his coach? Does anybody know who his coach is? No, nobody knows who his coach is. Even us soccer fans, we go, oh, who's the coach? Oh, yeah, Manny Pacquiao, the boxer. Who's his coach? Some folks know that one, but who's a better boxer? Who's a better soccer player, Messi or his coach? Messi runs circles around him and 50 others. But what is the one thing that Messi does not know how to do?
Coach.
He doesn't know how to coach. But Messi knows how to motivate those other players as a team leader. But he is not a good coach. But his coach is a fantastic coach. He knows how to get the Messis to be better at being Messis, and then he knows how to get the others to be great and get them to the World Cup finals and win. The best players don't usually make the best managers. So don't hire high performers into management position unless you've trained them their management skills. And then what? You're going to take your best performer and make them into a manager and then wonder why your performance has gone down in your team. You just took Messi off the field, put him in as a coach. So who's going to be Messi now? You don't have another Messi. So what you do is you reward your top performers, not with promotion into management. You pay them more money for performance. And then you find one of your lower performer team members who have learned the skills of management, and you make them managers. You just can't spring that up on people, because if you spring them up, they go, what? But you have to see the difference. Your top performance should be rewarded for performing. Caution the temptation to all of a sudden make them into managers. Crystal, what you're doing is you're helping people become better at what they do because you have management skills that your boss is seeing implemented. That's the uniqueness with this. Does this make sense, everybody? And for those of you, Deborah and Jim, who right now aren't overseeing folks, look, take this in and be thankful you haven't faced the nightmares that Crystal and Burnell and Austin are facing. You just spare yourselves a lot of the hiccups because you're coming in knowing them before you actually have to practice them on real live guinea pigs.